Welcome to Roadworthy Toyota Prius.
As far as the outside of the car goes, I mean, I've got to be the only person on the planet actually thinks the Toyota Prius doesn't actually look that bad. I mean, granted, it's not an Alfa Romeo Brava, but then, you know, you're buying a Japanese car, and Japanese aren't really famed for their beautiful cars and the design. On the flip side, if you consider how virtually every Gearbox in the world looks exactly the same now, I actually don't think it's that bad a car. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I think Time's been really keen to it. One thing I do like, and I think it's pretty cool, is this rear spoiler. Yeah, that aids the aerodynamics. Back end's pretty minging though, isn't it? Let's be fair. I can't put yeah, these lights, they wouldn't look out of place on a BMW 3 Series fresh out of Halfords. My brain kicked into gear there. You know, it's like kind of Lexus lights look. Yeah, not good at all. But I mean, I don't think it's that bad. I really think it's good, and it's mega aerodynamic. I'm going to just bring it around to the front here. And what we've got, yeah, can you see the roof there? Now the roof has actually got like a little mini, almost bubble design in the centre. Now that aids the aerodynamics of the car, which actually gives it a drag coefficient rate of 0.25, which I don't know what that means. All I know is that car is more aerodynamic than a Bugatti Veyron. That works for me. Say when you're in the pub, say I own a Prius, it's more aerodynamic than a Veyron. Boom. So I watched a review on this car by one of the chaps from Fifth Gear, and he described the car as a pass for performance and a pass for handling. I could not disagree more. I just could not disagree more. This car, performance-wise, 0 to 60, 10 point something, which is just rubbish, and handling-wise, as I've just, you know, I do not know what's going on with the front wheels. And then there's this gearbox, which is a CVT, which stands for, I can't recall. Let's find out, shall we? Pause. Continuous variable transmission, which basically means inside this little bit here, there is no gears. It's done on a system of pulleys. So it's an automatic, there's no manual gearbox, but it's a load of pulleys continuously varying where they need to be so you can get down the road. Performance not. Oh, why do they just try? Why do manufacturers just overcomplicate things for the sake of overcomplicating them? I have no idea. Right. But overall, I mean, it's not a bad place to be. I mean, I've done what, 10,000 miles in the car, so you know, I've got a good idea of how the car handles and performs. Watch this, understeer, wait, understeer. Oh, God, I had to lift off there. Oh, and this is just not good, is it? Just not good. Okay. So what else is not great about the car? Right, there's cheap plastics absolutely everywhere. Now Mr. Toyota will tell you, oh, but sir, these add weight. These save on weight. Yes, they do, but so does, you know, brushed aluminium. Nice, and so does, in fact, just get your act together, Toyota, when it comes to these sort of things, because, you know, if I'm spending, these cars brand new right now are the the best part of £25,000. And then by the time you add something to this spec, you're probably looking at £29,000. So you're close to Golf GTI money, or you're close to, I don't know, you're close to top range Astra Focus Golf money. So why would you spend all this money on this car? It's interesting. I don't understand why I would. I personally wouldn't spend that sort of money on this car. But more importantly, what I really want to get down to is why people buy this car. As you look out over here onto this beautiful view, it's something to do with that view, the environment, and saving our little planet. Let's have a look at the interior. Right, so interior of the Prius. What we got? Okay, so we've got. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see this? Let's see if I can do this. Does it pick up that? It's the Toyota Prius. The party piece has got a head-up display. Can't beat a head-up display. We've got your speedo and all your operating controls just at the front here. Comes up in this long bar which you can switch through the displays on the left hand side. So if I go through, we've got miles per gallon, I'll talk about that in a bit more. We've got warnings, settings, a nice little display of the car just in case you remember what it looks like. And it also gives you where the energy or the fuel or the drive's coming from. So we've got engine, and as you rev it, I don't know if this will. No. Okay, so the car has to be moving, but we've got engine, we've got generator for the battery and the battery motor, and then we've got the battery life on the left hand side. And you'll also notice as I scroll through these options, just in case you don't know what you're doing, love the Japs, you've got all your controls that are on your steering wheel pop up on your display, which is quite cool. Now if we go down here, we've got your center console area, we've got sat nav, we can enter destination, we've got the vehicle setup, Bluetooth, telephone, which is the Bluetooth obviously, but the Bluetooth also plays your media back, which is quite cool. We've got consumption again, we've got setup, your media. If I hit the media again, we can, oh by the way, you can play media back through USB or auxiliary connection. That's done in the center of the car. There are two power sections, your cigarette lighters, 12-volt adapters, and a USB connection. So there's like potentially 3 charging ports, and one that you can play back via Bluetooth, or one you can play back via Bluetooth or via the actual USB lead itself. And then at the bottom here we got your climate control, standard climate control. Does get very misty in here, which means hitting the AC quite regularly. Down here you can see we've got electric vehicle mode, which you can drive the vehicle in electric mode only. Now no matter what the reports are, you'll get about 1.5 miles, and you have to drive remarkably slowly. I mean, I'll demonstrate that in a moment, but yeah, remarkably slowly. Park, and then this is this god-awful gearbox. Drive, reverse. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh, and you got reversing camera, which is really cool. But when it's in reverse, it beeps. I thought it had parking sensors, nearly took out the rear blimmin' bumper. It doesn't have sensors. It's just Japan reminding you of what you're doing all the time. If you live in Britain, a nanny state, that wouldn't come as any surprise, or you'll probably think that's normal now. And then you've got the battery mode at the bottom, which means if I absolute silence when you're driving battery mode. You won't drive in battery mode. You put your throttle down more than 25% while you're in battery mode, the engine kicks in. We'll go on to that as my biggest gripe in a moment. But we've got power folding door mirrors, we've got auto wipers, we've got, I don't know if I can pick that up there, auto lights, we've got voice, radio 2.
Pardon?
FM Radio 2, please.
There are no phones set up to make calls.
As with every voice navigation, nothing works. Auto dimming display. We've got a nice little pocket up here for your sunglasses. Loads of wee little cubby holes. Centre armrest. Full electrics, powerful door mirrors, said that already. Yeah, so generally it's a mega equipped car. Really good equipment on the vehicle. And that's what's key, I suppose. Okie dokie, so you just joined me back in the Prius. Just got back in. I needed some iced tea. Can't be some iced tea, can you? Refreshing. Excuse the slurp. Anyhow, so reason we're in car park, big industrial, big retail park, is because this is where this car lives majority of the time. So there's a Duke gonna. Yeah, so this is where this car lives the majority of the time. So town centres, villages, etc, etc, etc. Short commutes to and from work. And this is where this car really exceeds. So what I'm going to do is pop it into battery life. Maybe not. So it's in battery now. Okay. Wind down the windows. And just drive out of here. Maybe. Maybe. And listen. It's witchcraft. It is ridiculous. So what we got? Whoa, gonna die. No, we're not. Okay, so now the little electric motor that's, you know, hooked onto that 1.8 litre petrol engine can do up to 30 miles per hour purely on electric power. Not really the truth. Because if I do this, 5%, 10% throttle, electric motor. If I put it down to 50% throttle, the engine kicks in. Now, this brings me on to, so A, that's cool that you can drive around in pure electric mode. B, it's cool that you're maximising your fuel economy when you're around town all the time. Because I'm still electric now, actually. However, it's not cool because Toyota claim, well, according to Parker's website, I'll try and look it up on Toyota website, but there's a new engine and things like that. So they claim the MPG of this is close to 70 miles per gallon. There is no way this car gets 78 miles per gallon. Now there's a good, and I've done 10,000 miles in this car, so I know how much this car drinks. Okay, I drive country lanes, I drive motorways, I drive villages, towns, I drive up and down coastal blooming hills, I drive on flats of Somerset Plains, I do it all. Okay, I do it wind, rain, shine, snow, suns, I do the lot. I mean, if this car could go four-wheel drive, I'd take it four-wheel drive off-roading as well. The reality is, I've got a good basis for this. I'm heading on to motorway because it'll bring me on to my next point now, but the fact of the matter is, over 10,000 miles, this car, well actually, I'll tell you the truth, I've done over 4,000 miles, 4,000 and... Come on, power! Gosh! This is not the quickest thing in the world. And 70. Oh, cruise on, lush. Right, let's have a look. 4,244 miles. Average fuel consumption, 46.3. 46.3. Think about that. You can go, I mean, and then think about how much this car costs. Okay, so 46.3 mpg, and you're getting an electric motor, a petrol motor, some batteries, and a gearbox that has no gears, just a load of pulleys. Now think, oh, Mustang. See the Mustang? I hope that call it. Just catch the Mustang. I'm gonna love the Mustang. Mustang Sally. Right, yeah, so get back on point. Gotcha. This car costs in the used market 2012 plate, T-Spirit, under 70,000 miles, on Auto Trader right now. You're going to have to be paying somewhere between £9.5 grand and £11,000 for this car. 4-year-old car. Think about that. This car has done remarkably well. The reason it's done well is because demand is still strong. There are 3.7 million. Think about that. 3.7 million of this car, the Toyota Prius, battery powering themselves electrically all over the world. England is the largest market for the Toyota Prius in Europe. Now, granted, I think all of them are Ubers. That said, I love Uber. That said, in the UK we love the Uber. The States, we love the Prius. The States adore the Prius, okay? The Japanese, it was their top selling car in Japan for like 18 months straight. So there is demand for this car. And it's built on a green premise. It's built on fuel efficiency. How the hell do they achieve only 46.3 mpg when it's got a better drag coefficiency than a Bugatti Veyron? That's what a car just passed me. What is it? A Hyundai thing? No, sorry, a Chevrolet. It used to be a Hyundai. It's now a Chevrolet thing. And that's probably got a 1.6 litre petrol engine. Guarantee you that car does more mpg than this. So, is it missold? Let's see, this is the most boring topic in the world, isn't it? The thing is, you buy a Prius because you're doing green, you're doing environment. You buy a Prius because it does what you've got electric power. It's the future. Don't forget the technology in this car, possibly. Actually, I'm just going to say it. Before this car came along, we've now got Formula 1 hybrids. We've got... So basically, Lewis Hamilton's 2 world championships. Yep, he has to thank the Japanese for. And the McLaren P1. However, this could really do with a turbo. The turbo on the petrol, but then you would get less MPG. I don't understand how they do it. I just don't understand what reason would they do this for. Then we had the dynamics that I've talked about. This car, let's think about it. What's it good for? Okay, so it's good for the fact that you've got space. It's good for the fact it's not actually that as bad look as people make out. It's good for the fact that you've got wonderful, I don't know if you can, it's good for the fact you've got wonderful spec. I'm going deaf in here and these earplugs, the road noise is appalling! But it's great that you've got wonderful spec, and you know, the one thing I didn't mention when I touched on the spec was the also fact it's got an awesome stereo system. The speakers in here is a UBL or JBL, sorry. JBL, I don't know speakers, unless it's got Bose on it or B&O on it, forget about it. And if you're doing long miles, like I've done 10,000 in 3 months, I tell you, this is not an uncomfortable car. The fact of the matter is, there's a lot of road noise. Wait for it. There is zero power. I don't know where those 134 horses go, but I tell you what, they ain't going on the road. And the the engine doesn't make the sound of what your right pedal's doing. The gearbox never changes gear because it's on pulleys, so you can't like knock it back, you can't put it into manual. The battery life, the batteries only run for like a mile and a half on battery. You can only use 10% throttle as the petrol engine kicks in. The handling's pretty I nearly swore there, but pretty rubbish. And so overall, if you want a car that is modern, dynamic, and everything like that, and everything when you look for a car, don't buy a Prius. However, there's no way of getting away from it. A Toyota Prius, if you ask Brad Pitt, it's groundbreaking. He owns one, so does his ex-wife, Jolly. She's on the market. Just keep that in mind, gentlemen. If you want to own one of these cars, the lights faded, you're going to be buying into something that has set a precedent and created a market for the hybrid energy systems. My new car turns up tomorrow. I'm dead excited about it. I'm going to get on the hopefully I'm going to do a video of the induction. I'll be updating that video later on in the week. Sorry, the delivery thing. And then I've got a drive to doing it, which I might be able to film. And there's going to be more to come from Roadworthy, so please, really appreciate you giving me your feedback, your comments. This is the first attempt. This is the first video I'm doing of hopefully hundreds and hundreds to come. So if you're looking for regular cars being driven, tests, some obscure projects are coming up or on the way, please subscribe, hit that bell thing down below, and the interweb will then do its magic and let you know every time I upload a video. My name's Gareth, it's been beautiful, speak to you soon.